YouTube, it's Erin, and I am the Handbag Housewife, and I'm going to do something for you today. I'm going to show you how I protect my handbags. And so these two are brand new. I showed them in my video yesterday, and so I thought I would show you what I'm going to do before I even ever wear these. Now, the product I'm using today is Garde Rain and Stain Repellent. You can get this on Amazon, and I also use Collonil Carbon Pro, but that one wasn't available the last time I ordered. And so this is the product I'm going to use today. Now, some people take great pains to cover their hardware. I don't do that. I'll show you what I do here in a second. And also, just to note, you should be in a well-ventilated area, which I am not. You should probably always wear a mask as well, which I don't. But since I'm in a confined area, I am going to wear my N95 mask, or one of my N95 masks, just to protect my lungs and my body from the chemicals that I'm about to inflict upon my bags. So to start out with, I'm going to remove this black clochette from my Longchamp bag. And the reason being is I don't want this black leather to lay on the beige leather while it's wet with the Garde. I just worry that it might possibly leave a little bit of color on this lighter leather. Now, one thing I didn't mention yesterday is this is metis leather, which is a blend of lamb and goat. It's like the bonded leather I was talking about, and I believe the rest of it is the Russian cowhide. So without further ado, I'm going to put on my mask. I'm going to take off my glasses so I don't get all fogged up, and I'm just going to spray this bag. You just want to do light, even coats. And then I always kind of open up and I do the suede on the back side here like that. It's black, but why not color lock it, you know? I do this with a lot of my clothes too. If I think it's going to affect my bag, like my clothes are going to rub off on my bag, I'll spray them before I wear them. And the really nice thing about this Garde is that it does not leave an odor once it dries. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a water wipe. These are super gentle. They don't have any alcohol in them, which is key. And I'm going to wipe off the hardware, because I've never actually had any problem with my hardware changing or getting damaged by Garde. But I just go ahead and give it a wipe. I don't worry if I get every single little bit. And then I dry it with some tissues. Just the hardware part. I do also, if I get like too much of the Garde spray on the bag and it doesn't dry quickly, I'll just gently wipe it with the tissue like that, so I don't get any spots on the bag. Since I'm at it, I'm also going to spray this clochette. I'm basically color locking it, because that way, if it's a hot day or sticky day or the bag gets wet or something like that, then that black is not going to end up rubbing off on my bag because it's hanging there. All right, so this bag is dark on the inside, so I'm not going to spray it on the inside, but a lot of times I do spray my bags on the inside. So next is the Tory Burch. And by the way, I went ahead and took my phone case off so I could see if it fit in the back pocket of this bag, as I talked about that yesterday, and it does. Fits perfectly. So this little bag packs a punch. It's bigger than you think. So I'm going to spray the Tory Burch now. I'm going to do even strokes. And now this one has a flap, so I'm going to open it up. I'm going to make sure to get the underside of the handle, because that's an area that you grab a lot. This also helps prevent dirt from accumulating, because you can just wipe it right off. The inside of the flap, as you can see, is leather. So I'm going to spray that. I'm going to spray this part right here. And now the inside of this bag is really light. And I do spray the inside of my bags when they're really light, because then if you get a spill, you're basically waterproofing the inside of your bag. And I really like that. All right, so there you go. Now, if you'll notice right here, I have a whole lot of liquid accumulating. So that's what I was talking about. I'm going to just gently wipe it. I couldn't avoid getting a bunch on there because I was spraying in this hole trying to get deep, and so I accumulated a bunch of it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wipe the magnetic closure with the tissue, and then, or with the wet wipe and then the tissue. And I'm going to go ahead and do the zipper on the inside, same thing. It probably doesn't even need to be done, honestly, but I just do it kind of for peace of mind. And then I'm going to wipe the little hardware on the outside of the bag, right there, right there. Wipe it with the tissue. And then just for safety purposes, I always go back and I spray the back side of the bag again and the corners. It's not bad to do 2 coats just to be sure you got it all. But this is the part that's going to be rubbing against your body. Okay, one other thing I do is I will put a tissue or some tissue paper underneath the flap, if I do spray that flap, until the bags are dry, because I don't want the black to be resting on the cream, and I really don't want this to be resting on the lower leather, because you end up having it look a little greasy when it's dry if you do that. And so if you prop it open like that, it dries perfectly with no issue. I will note that I've never had a bag that I've sprayed get damaged through color transfer. So I did have my YSL Toy Lulu, which is in this really light color. I've showed it to you before. It did get color transfer right here from jeans, but since I had sprayed it, all I did was wipe it off and it just came right off. I also had a little bit on the Vachetta on my Speedy, just for a little more eye candy. When the handles are flapped down and you wear it crossbody, then this part right here on the chaps will rub against your body right here. And again, I was able to wipe that off too. I sprayed that with Vachetta. With Louis Vuitton canvas, I spray the canvas. So for the Damier Azur, I spray that canvas as well. And then again, if I get any accumulated, I just wipe it off lightly with the tissue. Now, I will tell you, if you spray older Vachetta, then you may end up with some spotting. You'll spray it and you'll get like a dark spot in like one area. I've had that happen. And the first time it happened to me, I decided I would just drown that chap on my Damier Azur Speedy to try to even out where the dark spot was. What happened is when I sprayed it, it came out like in more concentrated droplets. And so that's how I ended up getting more in one spot. And I would say if that happens to you, do not do what I did, because I ended up darkening the Vachetta by putting that much on it. And so what I recommend, and this is what happened to me recently with my Longchamp bag that I got that has the stripes on it. I unboxed it on the channel. I ended up getting a spot on it that was darker. The handles, I think, are a Vachetta on that one. And so what I recommend doing is if you end up getting a dark spot, stop spraying that area right now, and I bet you anything, within a day, it'll be gone. And that was the case with the Longchamp. So that's my tutorial on how to spray these bags. And I just want to say, don't be afraid. I've sprayed bags that are worth thousands of dollars, and I've sprayed bags that are worth hundreds of dollars. And no matter what I've sprayed, I've never had a problem other than when I have oversprayed because I was trying to correct a spot where the apple guard sunk in deeper in one spot. And so if that happens, just don't keep spraying and it'll go away. That's what I've found. It just goes away unless you overspray. So that is the motto of the day. Do not overspray. And the other motto of the day is give me a thumbs up and a like and subscribe to my channel if videos like this help you. Thanks a bunch. Have a great day. Bye.